Stand by. We'll be right with you.
What? What? What did we just get caught doing?
Yeah, you did.
Talking high school football.
We're talking high school.
That's not what you were talking about. No.
I have a complaint.
See, I know what you were talking about. Finally, Friday weekend is officially here for a lot of folks. Anyway, they'll be out of the office beginning in about 5 hours, and we'll return Tuesday. Labor Day. Can you believe it is Monday? Labor Day. What happened to Memorial Day? Didn't we have a July? Did we miss that? I think so. End of summer. Oh my. End of summer. Afternoon on Labor Day. After 12 o'clock on Labor Day. But I live down south a bit at Carolina and Curie and Riceville Beaches down in New Hanover County. Locals only parties kicked off as the summer tourists left until next year. Seriously, there are a lot of local watering holes that they had locals only parties. Had specials. The staff of the bars participated as well. They were locals only too. So it was kind of wild. Any such parties at Surf City or North Topsail? Anybody hear about it, or is that a thing a little further south?
I think it's a little further south. Yeah. At least I know like the Emerald Isle, Atlantic.
Yeah, no.
Whatever happened to the big beach festival at Atlantic Beach?
There was one at Emerald Isle or Atlantic Beach. There used to be one at Carolina Beach, and they estimated the crowds one year, and the then town manager, he disputed that he's brand new, they could ever have 40,000 people there. So the chief said, who did not like the town manager, you know how that works. Oh, he said,
"Yeah, seen
hey, son, why don't you go up there on top of that big old tall." I forgot the name of the condo complex. It was a multi-story place. He said, "Get us some pictures." So I did. And he said, "Okay, blow that thing up real big. Can you make that real big?" Yes, sir. So we did. And then we drew out an area, a small area on it, and we counted the heads in there, just in that little spot.
Yeah.
And then that was just a little postage stamp size of that whole crowd. Oh yeah, there are 40,000 people there. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Emerald Isle, when we had the Beach Music Festival the very first year, there's 15,000 people. No, there's not 15,000 people there. There were 15,000 people there. Trust me. Oh yeah.
Oh wait. Did we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, you're.
Did I miss it? Was I asleep?
Yes, again. We'll do it all over again, okay?
No worries. Everybody knows who we are.
Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Mark's Chris.
You're marked.
Hey, Chris Marks.
I'm not sure
You
who
have
I
no
am
clue
this
who you are.
morning. No, I'm Lee Barrels.
Well, we are live and local. We are Real Talk. So if you want to talk with us this morning, maybe to discuss the political season that, while it's already off and running, really heats up after next Monday.
Ooh.
Perhaps you want to weigh in on the tragedy in Minneapolis or any of the other tragic news of this week, or maybe you have some funny or ironic stuff to talk about. Chris, give them a number to call.
910-333-0139.
Lee, did he get it right?
Absolutely perfect.
Do it again then.
910-333-0139.
But I'd really like
take
to hear our stories from lawmen. I want to hear you cops. I want to hear some cops, former cops, current cops, retired cops, whatever kind of cop you are. I'd like to hear some funny, dumb, crook news. It always makes me happy. And I got hooked on it again yesterday while I was sitting there doing some other stuff, playing with a computer. God knows. I've never sat there and had to pick a computer up that I've already taken the bottom off of it because it overheats, and then just blow into it to get cool air going inside it so it will continue working long enough to do some more work on it. Y'all feel sorry for me yet?
I do. But I'm trying to picture you going.
Right there is the vent. The fan is located right over here, by the way.
Just please go buy a new computer.
Okay.
Please.
Give me a check. Give me a credit card.
No.
But I'd like to hear from some of you guys who actually worked and dealt with dumb crooks, because I was watching and I'm like, you really got to be kidding. I am so glad that I'm not a police officer today, because I would be in jail tonight. because I have no doubt that they have to put up with these guys that call themselves the sovereign citizens, the people that do not have a driver's license because they're not required to have one. They have a right to drive a car, and they're not driving the car. They're traveling. Oh, please put your window down. I need your license, your registration, please. I'm not putting my window down. No, you're not putting it down. I'm breaking it down. Wow, I gave you one warning.
Back in the day, you didn't want to do that.
No. There would have been body shops in this town replacing glass. Can you imagine them driving through Jacksonville in those days? The police department could have opened up a body shop just to replace car windshields and windows, just for giggles.
Be like, oh, I see he's talked to Jerry, or I see he's talked to Butch. Yeah, no, you always knew which ones.
Yeah, you could tell by the force that was used and exactly where they hit it, what they hit it with.
Yeah, those were the days.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not law enforcement, although I'm licensed as by JPD or certified as a public service officer. But can I give you a dumb quick news?
What?
Please.
Public servant officer, which means I can direct traffic and.
Yep.
Anybody can direct traffic.
No, they can't. Some can try.
I can tell you some stories about doing traffic duty at ball games and stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
That and it allows me to drive the Crime Stopper vehicle.
Yes, very good.
Here's a dumb quick. Locally, in Goldsboro, sort of locally, the guy that tried to rob the bank with a stolen BMX bike from Walmart. Now that it's dumb.
Carolina Beach Road in Wilmington. The guy drives up in a taxi cab, goes into the bank, and he comes out. He just robbed the bank. And then he gets back into the taxi cab, goes to Carolina Beach, and, of course, they see him get into the taxi cab and drive away. They had the cab's number.
Wow.
So everybody, he's on 421 South. He gets to Carolina Beach, and the Carolina Beach PD found a cab letting this dude off at a restaurant. Well, they all gathered their forces together. They go in and say, hey, you're not eating lunch today, not here.
Wow.
You know. So the world is full of dummies, dumb crooks. And golly. So you guys, we'd love to hear from you. I just love to hear from you. 910-333-0139.
You brought up a taxi
stories
cab.
made me happy.
You brought up a taxi cab, and I was thinking about this the last couple of mornings on my way in here. Do you ever see taxi cabs anymore?
Yeah.
I
I very seldom see them. It used to be they were all over the road.
Out at the airport with Hope for the Warriors.
Sure.
They're there to take them out. Yeah,
Right.
And they're actually licensed or have a deal with the airport.
Yeah,
And
there's a separate.
couple.
I see
Yeah.
very few on the roads anymore.
Well,
And I was just like, well, I know that Ubers and Lyfts.
That's
and
one
stuff
of
like
the
that.
things. Those share
they're-
rides or whatever they
they're
call them,
very
ride
popular
shares.
now.
Yeah, they are. They seem to be. It's kind of like getting in your personal limousine instead of getting into a cab.
Has anybody ever, have you even seen a yellow cab lately?
yes.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, I
I
had
need
one
to get
flip me
out more.
off.
The cab or the driver.
The driver.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No.
Hope you guys are ready for the weekend. You'll hear the marine
I am.
forecast in just a few minutes, but a little advance information today and tomorrow will be great days on the less than high seas along our coast. A great opportunity to head out to the blue water looking for some big king mackerels, wahoo, and dolphin. You call them mahi-mahi because it sounds cooler. The waters from the surf out to way beyond will be loaded with Spanish mackerel. If you want to fish for them on the surface, when they're breaking the water, feeding on the little glass minnows that are up there, go early. You're late already now, unless you're already there. You should be crossing the bar at any of those shallow draft inlets as the sun is coming up. It's also a beautiful time of morning. It's great to be there. When the sun climbs overhead and the water surface heats up, those Spaniards will be harder to find because they'll be a bit deeper. They don't like getting sunburned. What's your best you won't believe it fishing story? I'd like to hear those as well.
Not mine, you don't.
Sitting on the dock of the bay wishing a fish would bite. We can go down to Wilmington since we don't have a whole lot of those bad, stupid people news in
I have
Jacksonville
some
these days.
for Wilmington.
Oh, I got one for Wilmington.
Maybe it's the same story. Is it about the chairman of the Surrey County Board of Elections? You go right ahead.
The county elections board chairman, former chairman now, who was
Surrey
arrested
County.
for spiking his grandkids' ice cream with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He resigned.
Yep.
66-year-old James Yoakley, chair of the Surrey County Board of Elections, he lived in Dobson, was charged Tuesday by Wilmington PD with 2 counts of felony contaminating food or drink with a controlled substance, child abuse, and possession of Schedule I narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
Board of Elections records show that Yoakley was a resident of New Hanover County prior to relocating to Surrey County about 2022. You didn't hear all of that, did you? He's just a newcomer. He was brand new.
Oh, I knew.
He was
Yes.
brand new to the board.
Yes, I knew that.
Brand new to the county. He was at that time the director of distribution services and economic development in Wilmington. I don't know exactly what they do, but it has something to do with international port deliveries and stuff like that. Police say Yoakley flagged them down at a Sheetz gas station on Independence Boulevard on August 8th. He's out there flagging a cop down. Flagging him down. He told the officer that his granddaughters had found 2 pills in the ice cream they had just purchased at the Dairy Queen on Oleander Drive.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Police didn't quite fall for the story. It just didn't
Like
sound
what?
exactly right. They found video surveillance footage that showed Yoakley putting the 2 pills into the children's ice cream. And then you flag somebody down? This is dumb crook. This is dumb crook news,
dumb.
epitome, and stupidity. Police say the grandchildren had not eaten any of the pills.
Thank goodness.
Yep. Don't know how old the kids were. State Auditor Dave Boliak, who's the one, he's the guy who appointed Yoakley this summer, called for his resignation. State Board of Elections has scheduled an emergency meeting in the afternoon. They didn't get around to it because Yoakley complied with the request, said he resigned after much prayer, thoughtful reflection, and consultation. His lawyer said, get out of this one the best
I got
you can.
both I got the emails yesterday. Well, day for yesterday showing an emergency meeting
Yeah,
yesterday, then the cancellation.
He resigned because he got caught lying, people. That's what happened. He lied to the cops. Hopefully, WPD charged him with filing a false police report along with all the other charges. I would add, there is a time for piling on charges. This is one of those times.
Right.
Charge him with filing a false police report, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
They flagged the cop down and made this report. And they found out he's lying. Charge him with lying to a cop. Charge him with jaywalking if he did it. If he was wearing ugly clothes, charge him with that.
Yeah, your shoes
It doesn't
are
matter.
ugly.
It doesn't matter. He only resigned because he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
He never would have resigned if he had not been caught.
You gotta watch those cameras.
Oh, you don't have to. They're watching you. You don't have to
That's
watch
exactly
them at
right.
all.
Well, that's what got him.
No, the cops got him because they didn't believe his story.
Well, they've got him on video. They're and I am so glad to see that they also charged him with felony child abuse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is.
What if one of those children had gone and licked that and swallowed that pill?
You know what the pill was?
Yeah, it was. Was it heroin? What was it?
No, it's cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Well, aren't they?
Let me ask you a question.
Good Lord.
Was he charged with anything that had to do with being a pedophile?
I've looked up his record. He has no history of any of the above.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say this to certain members of the class of Jacksonville, 1976, that all you ever do is post.
What?
There's a reason. You're going to find out why.
That's my brother's class. Wait, let's talk first.
It's my class too. But there's certain individuals out there that are out there, and they'd love to use these groups for the way left liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Quit writing garbage on social media that's trying to make up stories. She has a picture of the person you're talking to with a blizzard and President Trump. Now you
Got
asked,
to do with anything.
thank you. She's trying to tie the three in together.
You'll have to.
Well, the
you'll have
blizzard
to.
was tied in.
Then I understand that part.
That was it.
Yeah, but she tried to say yet another pedophile.
What's, He has not been charged with being a pedophile. He's been charged with felony child abuse, which, there's a difference. If you're a mama, you're a daddy, you're driving drunk down the highway and you've got underage kids in your car, you're going to be charged
All
with
that.
child abuse. That's not being the same thing as pedophilia.
Well, his attention, just seeking attention, got him.
They got him noticed.
Yeah.
He's now the director of Cell Block A.
I'm sorry, I just had to put that. I'm so
well,
sick of these
so am
things.
I.
You've got to tell me later, who you're talking
Oh, I
to,
will.
because I probably know who. I think I know.
You do.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
We haven't called the Minneapolis scumbucket by his name yet.
Oh.
Other than it used to be Robert, and it was Robin the
yeah.
day he died. I've got questions, but we're going to do weather first
Oh.
because I don't know how long I'll get. And maybe I'll get some calls from you people that are just waking up. You little sweethearts, you. That would include one of my little doggies. I just heard that he finally woke up. I've got his food in here somewhere, don't I? Good.
I'm guarding it. I was waiting for him.
Good.
I have it.
Yeah, he's not going to eat till he comes in here and begs for forgiveness.
Why? What did he do?
He didn't get out of bed when I told him to.
Well, if I didn't have to get out of bed, I wouldn't have gotten out of bed. So what's wrong with that? You going to withhold my food?
Yeah.
No popcorn.
I've got Chris.
No popcorn tonight.
Got Chris. Chris feeds us.
There you go. Weather's looking fairly decent, especially for you offshore blue water fishermen and women. I think speaking of my doggie, my wife is bringing my doggie through the back door here or through the studio door here. Where'd she go? You'll have to chase her down. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles. Here she comes. Northerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southerly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, 6 seconds between waves. Small waves. Sounds and rivers a light chop tomorrow. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 knots. Light breeze becoming southeasterly in the afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Not even good for the ripple riders. Sounds and rivers a light chop Sunday. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. 2 to 4 footers, sounds and rivers a moderate chop, increasing to choppy in the afternoon. I'd say early again in the morning. Go early, and don't venture too far from shore on Sunday because you may have to try to get back when the waves start picking up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Your turn.
Today, sunny with a high near 86 and calm winds. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 64. Saturday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 85. Sunday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 83. And Labor Day is looking beautiful, sunny, high near 82.
No.
heat index?
No.
You need to take that word
Yeah.
X and file it in your file cabinet under words I do not say anymore in front of Lee.
To our good friend Tom Duty, yes, the Pirates fought hard last night,
Oh,
but
yeah,
lost
I'm
to
sorry,
NC State.
Tom.
So college football started last night.
Yes, it did.
Just in case.
Not for East Carolina.
That's just wrong.
Well, State had the revenge from last year's
Yeah.
bowl game, and it was at State.
What did you say about the winds today?
Calm winds.
Look at the tree out there.
Reverend, you know this is a weather forecast.
I know. Would you look at the tree out there? Those are calm,
It's no wind.
aren't calm winds?
Well, do we have to start the discussion? What's the difference between partly cloudy and partly sunny?
Uh-huh.
Mostly cloudy, mostly sunny? What's
Uh-huh.
the difference?
Heavy rain, light rain.
And why is it raining at your house and not mine? It's weather.
Folks, 910-333-0139. Have some fun this
We're going.
Friday. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's talk about that, Rayford. I posted on our page yesterday the correct link now to click on to go in and buy your football tickets
Oh, you're going to get me mad now.
for the football game.
Now you're going to get me mad.
I had to call Jacksonville. I called Jacksonville High School, and the reason why is because, we're Cardinals and we always buy our tickets for the ball games through their
You
website.
can only get them through the website.
That's true. So the lady there, bless her heart, wonderful person, sent me the link to click on. It's a whole new link. So you go in there, and it's taken me a few minutes to navigate the link, figure it out, while Rayford's going, what is it? What is it? Send it to me. And I'm like, give me a minute.
Because she had it misspelled.
Let's not go there. But anyway, so you go in there, and it's not,
It's convoluted.
it's
It's
crazy.
a pile of crap.
In fact, I had to call somebody yesterday and give them the information, and then they're texting me
Good luck.
like, I think I did it wrong and I don't get it. I'm like, But so you get a receipt when you buy your ticket. You get a copy of the ticket, only the ticket is not showing the QR codes on it, which the email says these will not show until a couple hours before the game. So you have to remember to go back into your email tonight before the game and click on your receipt and click on that ticket and print it out. They will not take screenshots.
I want you to look at this. These are the emails I've gotten since that yesterday. Now I got to go back and find that stupid email, right?
Well, I printed out where it said I paid for it and the game and the date and the time. I printed that out, which ends up being like 3 pages because they can't make one paragraph. It's got it anyway. So I'll go back in there this afternoon and keep checking. Onslow County Schools, I do not like this school cash online website. It's
Y'all changed
horrible.
and it's terrible. Whoever changed, it is awful.
Dr. Barnes,
Yeah.
I hope you're listening. I do not like
It's a scam.
It goes
Oh,
back.
and not only that, but they charge you fees for it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the tickets are now $2 more than they were last
Well, it
year.
was $10. It was $11 for the ticket.
Last year it was $9. It was It's $2 more this year. Last week it was $10. This
Right.
week it's $11. Then they charge you a 97 cent for me because I got
Yeah,
2
you
tickets.
had to.
97 cent credit card fee.
It was 64 cents for me for one. So it was $11.64 total. And I find it's much easier to buy the ticket online, print it out, show it, and walk on through. But this was and plus the fact is, no one knew that you have to go to this new website. I'm just suggesting that you put it on your websites. If you want to buy tickets, go to this new website to buy them.
Go to any
I'll give you a
website.
suggestion.
I love you,
What-
Jacksonville, but go.
One is, did either of you call Northside yesterday?
Nope.
No,
I
why?
suggest you call today.
Why?
Rayford's Popcorn. There'll be a ride over at Northside if he don't get his popcorn.
No, they won't. I'll be a Jeep full of popcorn. I'll be selling it over during halftime.
We're gonna carry those big bags in tonight.
I almost brought you a bag today already popped here. Here you go.
Well, the thing is,
There
we
you
don't
go.
know how good it's going to be.
I'll solve your problem right there.
Oh, we have those.
Use them.
Well, we like to. We have
I
our press
understand.
passes,
I
but we like to contribute
Yeah,
and
I'm not
support
gonna
the
do the press
schools.
pass with it.
Yes.
I know, but
Once you get up there in the announcement booth,
well, I never had one. I just went, hey, it's
Did-
me
Yeah.
doing the game.
did you call
QR
anybody
code will be
yesterday?
available a few hours before the
See?
event starts.
That's what I'm telling you.
Did I
That's from
what?
yesterday.
And right now it was blank. Here's your ticket, but no QR.
I don't trust them. They
Did
got
I-
my money and they've
Onslow
already
County
cashed it and
schools-
left town.
Maybe we're older and maybe we don't have the patience, but I
Well,
don't like it.
look around at the people who go to these games. They are not the children.
And they're
They
standing
are
outside
adults.
the gate and they're saying, no, you've got to go online. So you've got these people standing out there trying to figure out how to get their ticket.
Are you
on
finally
their phone.
tired of griping this morning? I'm glad I'm not like that.
Hey, I got good news. Richland's Farmers Day is next weekend.
Really?
Yes, and Elliot German's going to be on with us Tuesday.
Yay!
Talk about
Good old
Farmers Day.
Elliot.
I'm happy about that because it quit for a while
Yeah, I know.
and they resurrected it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of years ago they resurrected it, I think. Wasn't it 2 years ago they did
That
it?
was
first
last
time?
year.
I thought it was 2 because the year it could have been.
No,
Prove me wrong.
No. In either case, the year that they restarted it, we were out there with Crime Stoppers. We were out there in the
I
muddy
remember
field.
Elliot and the young lady that came in with them, and they were talking. They had resurrected it now. Whether they had, it was COVID ruined so many things.
I don't know,
But,
COVID was
We'll
responsible for that,
ask
but
him when he.
anyway,
comes
Farmers
in.
Day is a great event. That's next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got Elliot going to be in here talking about it on Tuesday.
Yes.
And Monday,
Monday we have a full house.
we got Dancing Star.
Yes, we do.
We got one of the dancers.
Yes, we do.
And you may have had her as a teacher,
Uh-oh.
either at White Oak High School or at Coastal Carolina Community College, where she still teaches.
Okay.
So we'll be chatting with her on Monday
Nice.
morning. I want some trash talk.
I want some trash. I want
I
some
want
secrets.
her some trash talk. No secrets.
Now that Allie's in charge and Candy's not, then maybe we can get some secrets.
Oh, no.
'Cause-
You want to know we were worse than ever?
Oh, really? Is
Oh,
she worse than her mama?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's tight-lipped on.
Oh man,
Well, I know in the past couple
She's
of years, anytime we had a Dancing with the Stars from Onslow on our show, Candy was close by watching. And
oh
listening.
yeah. I know.
And if you even tried to get any information, because it was always you, we'd see her face at the door. I'm like, I'm scared.
She was giving me the finger.
Oh,
wave.
yeah. But yeah, let's trash talk.
Okay. That's coming up in October, so you guys, it's not too early to think about making a reservation for yourself for that weekend. We'll find out more
Chris
on
wants
Monday
to
what
dance
that
next
is.
year.
Yeah, that's good. You can dance this year during halftime if you want,
Dance at halftime?
all by yourself. Can you do a solo? Soft shoe, maybe?
Yes, I can. And for those people that are listening and they know who they are and they know which dance they're talking about from one of my former careers, no, I don't do that no more.
Was it the worm?
Were you a Chippendale?
Yep.
What?
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I heard about that.
You were a chipper?
Chip off the old block.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Oh, really? Did it for charity. Did it for charity.
You remember when they used to have those?
Who's charity?
American Red Cross, United Way, and there was a couple of others.
Well, tell them, Chris, who won the blood war yesterday.
The Jacksonville Police Department won by 1 vote.
How many does it take to win?
1 vote.
There you go.
And I feel bad because I was scheduled to donate, but when they found out I was getting ready to get a heart monitor, they said no. Which broke my heart. I mean, seriously, it broke my heart.
It would.
Because I'm power red.
We've got a spammer on Facebook right now that is contacting our people that have been putting comments on here. And he says, don't you know your smile can make an old woman grow younger, even when the age is accelerating? I don't normally write in the comment section, but I think you deserve this compliment. And can you please tap on my profile and add me on Facebook? Let's be friends.
No.
Well, Dan, I'm about ready to.
Is he not about you?
Not me.
It's a woman's picture, but it's a man's name. Works at Cleaner. New Facebook account. Cleaner. And which is a spammer. Sorry, Tom. Both Toms.
From Minneapolis, scumbucket that killed 2 children and wounded 17 others. 15 are children and 2 adults.
Wow.
This week did not suddenly break bad. He did not just suddenly come out of the closet on Monday or Tuesday or whatever day it was. A former elementary school classmate said he was off even at that time. Elementary school classmate. He would, for no apparent reason, she said, raise his hand and say, praise Hitler. Even in elementary school. A disturbing video posted by a person using the same name as this scumbucket shooter was deleted from YouTube after the shooting, showing handwritten pages of a notebook, bullets, weapons with messages painted on them, and commentary from whoever filmed them.
I saw that video.
His former classmate said the whole thing with the transgender man turned woman was, in her words, I don't think it's this world. It's demonic. I'm sorry, but it is. Demonic? Yeah. His terror, hate, terror, anti-religion fury. Time for real Americans to take back this country before a foreign enemy, and there are so many of them, take advantage of the sabotage that domestic terrorists, hate-filled lunatics, and self-centered loser politicians are committing every day of our week. Police say the weapons the nut job had were purchased legally. Given his postings on social media, I challenge that conclusion. If he bought the guns after he was 21, that's when he could legally do it, and filled out the required ATF forms, I would say that just like Hunter Biden, who lied about his drug use, that this guy denied having any mental issues. So therefore he lied. So therefore he could have been, if he lived, charged with violating a federal statute. Mm-hmm. Okay? Federal code. Can we ever take action to make sure these types of people don't fall between the cracks? He's a mental, he's got mental issues. We don't talk about that. Maybe a bit more resources could be used to examine an expanded list of the people for further scrutiny on social media. We have state, federal, and local teams of cops. We have them by the thousands. Their sole duties are to look at Facebook and similar outlets, always on the lookout for child predators. Yeah, they got keywords out there. Keywords they look for. And they look for these people because you hear about it all the time. They get arrested because there are really good cops, internet predator cops, looking for them. So, given that, why don't we have a list of keywords that would automatically go bing, bing? We develop those that trigger cops to look for nut jobs. If those nutcases have pictures of guns, and then the cops, once they identify them as a potential nutcase, do a cross-reference for those people. Look to see if they've ever filed an ATF form to buy a gun. Your probable cause is fast approaching, folks. Those who manage to slip through when applying to buy guns would be headed off, at least identified, during such internet searches. Proactive enforcement. We do it for child predators. What's wrong with doing it for nut jobs? If you find one of these nut jobs full of hate, discontent, anti-Americanism sayings, anti-social sayings, that's not just you think it's free speech. They think it's free speech, just like sovereign citizens don't have to have a driver's license. They do. They think it's free speech. It's not. When you do something like walk into a theater and holler fire, that is no longer free speech. When you're out there filling people full of hate and discontent, that is not free speech. And if they show guns and this stuff, you go and knock. You have a knock and chat situation. And then the trained individual, the police officer, not necessarily the guy on the street, but the trained individual goes in, probably as a team of at least two, and they sit down and have a chat with said individual. Mm-hmm. They can then determine and develop probable cause to go further, to go get a search warrant if necessary. And there should be reasonable cause presented to allow them to seize any such weapons, at least until this gentleman can have a court hearing. And you need to have a court hearing right away. It's not something that should be drawn out for 6 months. Yes, you've deprived a man of his right to possess a gun. So just like you do with a guy that you put handcuffs on and arrest, you've deprived him of his right to be free, right?
Right.
There's no difference. So you can deprive him of his right to own this gun, as far as I'm concerned, if you've got probable cause, until we go to court and have a further ruling. Let a judge make the call. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. If you could just head off a guy like this, after you go in, suppose he has not bought any guns through a licensed dealer, so therefore he's not in the ATF files, but you could absolutely red flag him and he would not be able to if you go to court to do it. How about a special type of text or telephone call? Here's one for you, Mr. Telephone Man. How about a special type of text or telephone call to a program similar to Crime Stoppers, not Crime Stoppers, similar to Crime Stoppers, where anyone can tip lawmen about the online crazy people out there? Pretty sure that criminal psychologists, counselors, and law enforcement teams could work together to provide characteristics for classmates, work associates, and even family members to look at that might help identify future killers. Nail them in advance. What's wrong with that plan? Just thinking out loud, not wanting to read any more stories like the Tuesday senseless attacks in Minnesota for a long time, if ever.
You know, that's actually a pretty awesome idea.
You hate that it sounds so good, don't you?
That is an awesome idea. Because the fellow students are the ones that are going to see the peculiar behavior that's going on, especially if these the children. And I know a lot now. When they come home, they spend a lot of time in their bedrooms by themselves. They're not interacting with their parents, their brothers, their sisters. They're in their room. I'm not saying they're all doing something evil. Maybe some are doing their homework.
Right.
Maybe on the phones with their friends. But these are the people. These are the ones that know, that can see.
Yep.
Chris is not right. Something that Chris is saying things, Chris is doing things that just
praise Hitler.
Yeah.
Just out of the clear blue, walking around in elementary school. Praise Hitler. I'm sure he was saying hi Hitler because he gave the salute.
Yeah.
All those signs, him getting older, all the signs that he displayed, and no one did a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was ignored.
I know his mother worked there. At that school and church, and she knew that he was transgendering, which is fine. I know there's some posts out there that go, okay, let's look at all these school shootings and they're all transgenders. I don't believe they were all transgenders.
No, they're not.
More false things on there, but Rayford, that is such an awesome idea, out of the box. Just on this talk show, you're talking, and all of a sudden, boom, an idea could blossom into something so helpful. Helpful.
I just want to know why his mother is refusing to cooperate with law enforcement, and she's gone and hired a criminal defense attorney.
Well, it's not only criminal defense attorney. She's probably hired an attorney because there are going to be lawsuits.
Yeah, they said criminal defense attorney. Well, and now I know they do civil, but I don't know the whole thing. Why not cooperate? Because there are too many people that mistrust law enforcement. She doesn't want to be out there in front of the public. I don't blame her for either one of the above. Oh, I understand that. But
once you get out there one time, once they film you going back and forth to see the police, once they do this, you're going to be led in like you're a suspect when you show up. We have a bad way of dealing with the relatives, or if you call them the victims, also those who lived through this guy's barrage. They are victims until we know otherwise, right? And some people are going to go to social media. Some people are going to assume that they were willingly helping this thing.
I just
condoning it.
I understand I can only imagine what she's going through. She hired this prominent criminal defense attorney, what was his name? Ryan Gary, who represented Colin Kaepernick. So he's a high profile attorney, and I can only imagine what that's costing. But
maybe not a whole lot. Looking for more publicity.
But it's just the little things like that I'm just like go downtown, get you an attorney to sit with you while you talk to law enforcement. That's the way I see it should be done, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Two items I'd like to just mention is one, the church locked the doors before the service began.
Right.
And I think that's good because it's a mass for the children. We have a mass for the children, but adults are allowed in there to participate as well. But it's mostly for the children. The other thing, there's not a whole lot that I like about our governor, but he did ask for flags to be flown at half staff starting
Don't
on
have a problem
31st.
with that.
Yeah, through
And I think that's
Sunday
nice. Yeah.
at dusk.
I saw some yesterday already.
Yes.
To Jacksonville PD, the city hall there.
Yeah, I posted
Very
that on our
nice.
page too the other
Okay.
day. So
Yeah. But it's just horrific, and I think that none of us live in a world or a shell that thinks that this is going to be the last
No, absolutely not.
shooting. But for those that think that the United States is the only country in the world that has mass shootings and mass shootings that happen at schools, we're not.
No, we're not. And some of those mass shootings are not shootings. They are grenades. They are fires. They are cars driving through the school. They are machete hackings.
Yeah.
Go to Africa.
well, he kept saying that was his desire. He wanted to kill children.
Yes.
It's,
Don't understand it.
let's just say you're an adult at the door at the Infant of Prague,
Mhm.
where the children are gathering
Mhm.
for school or for service on Sunday or Saturday or whenever, right? Any of it. We're working security. Would you let that freak job come in? He was a freak job when you look at him.
It was definitely different.
Maybe then, but not now.
No.
Reevaluate.
The church is open because it's God's house. It's open to everybody, but we do have people that are watching to see if somebody is maybe out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put it?
He's anything but ordinary.
Yeah. There's been instances where there's been people that have come in that I stood next to because they looked a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You're wearing a long coat.
And it's 89 degrees
Yeah.
outside.
I'm going to stand next to you.
You're wearing sunglasses, the bright sun.
Yeah.
No bright sun inside.
Yeah.
Hoodie in the summertime is a dead giveaway.
And you see them.
Sorry.
No, it is.
See
Y'all want to wear that uniform. It is a uniform of bad people.
I see kids walking down the street on a hot day wearing a hoodie with the hood up. And I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It just makes you think. It makes you watch them.
It was cool at one time on Court Street to wear sunglasses. At nighttime, up and down Court Street, I kept running into other people. But that's just flat not cool. And
Right.
there was a reason that they got stopped.
Hide their eyes.
So,
And they couldn't understand it.
and everyone, feel free to call in 910-333-0139. Give us your opinion. But me personally, I think a lot of it has to do with these athletes that are on TV getting interviewed all the time, and all these other stars. They're all wearing dark glasses
And hoodies.
and it's
Quite often.
yeah.
If it's right after a football game and it's January and you're doing an interview on the field out there
Mm-hmm.
and you've been sweaty and you've just taken a shower, you might want to put on a hoodie. I got no problem with that. The reporter probably has one on, or should, except she doesn't want to wrinkle her hair, or he doesn't want to wrinkle his hair. Sorry,
I
I get to pick on some of those guys a lot.
Yeah.
I used to be one of them. I don't think I ever wore a hoodie back in those days.
Did you ever have wrinkled hair?
I still have wrinkled hair, both of them.
Wrinkled hair.
I don't have any wrinkles.
I got two. Okay, you guys, before we get away for the weekend, we're fast approaching it, an hour and 14 minutes, 60 minutes away. There is a disturbance out there. Another disturbance, number one, is a big old yellow blob. Is where looks like they're waiting for a tropical wave. It's going to come off the west coast of Africa. Like, no kidding. Sunday, Monday, something like that, over the weekend or next week. There's a big old yellow blob out there. It looks like a blob, something we used to see in the movies and stuff like that. And it's supposedly moving generally northwestward. And of course, if you go the length of this blob and draw an arrow straight through it, it's going to be somewhere around Florida. Yeah, Miami, watch out. Just kidding. I don't know that it's going to develop into anything. 20% chance of development. It's moving about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Yeah, environmental conditions could support some slow development while it moves westward to west-northwestward. So one we'll watch next week. Not going to happen over the holiday, so chill. There's nothing weather-wise in our patterns anywhere along the East Coast or west of the East Coast that indicates there's anything out there that could do anything. Now, I've just said that, and watch, we'll have something pop up in the Gulf, come across Florida, and head this way and be here by Monday.
No.
I'm kidding, y'all. But there is absolutely, this looks like one of those Chamber of Commerce type weather holidays.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get all of them like that. Usually have to put out too many warnings, but this one, enjoy it. Get yourself a watermelon juice.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
It is. It's going to
My
be great.
sister and I are probably going to go to Wilmington tomorrow. That's why I said I've got to
Well,
go
you
to
gotta
that
leave.
Dairy Queen.
You
but-
got to leave after the ball game tonight so you can get there by
No,
tomorrow.
we're just going to cruise. We're just going to cruise. There's some places that we love to go to thrift stores. We love thrift shopping. And she has found some stores there that evidently we must have missed through the years. And we're going to go check it out.
All right, Chris.
So-
Probably the more religious of the three of us in here. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm not speaking for you, but I know for me, definitely.
Not that we're not believers and we're not practitioners, but it's just, some people are a little more into it, and I applaud you and everybody
Yes.
else like that.
I do. I respect you for that.
We had Jen Psaki. Remember her?
Oh, yes.
We've had other individuals. The mayor of Minneapolis. They said, don't even dare wish our thoughts and prayers in the loss of your friends and relatives in this shooting.
Right.
I mean, it's standard offer for all of us to offer our thoughts and prayers to any situation like this, right?
Yes.
And these people have been saying, don't do that. What are your thoughts? Sounds like a good sermon for Sunday, to be honest with you, somewhere.
Prayer is the most powerful thing that anybody has that they can do, whether it's a 10-second prayer or those
Silent
silent
To
prayer
yourself.
to yourself. We have at our church called an adoration chapel that is, people are in there 24 hours. Not one person. They're in there for as much time as they want to, and then someone else comes in there. I'm not going to judge those people. I think what they said was wrong. I'll give my opinion on that.
That's pretty much judging them, but go ahead.
Well,
And I agree with you. They're wrong.
Wrong about what exactly?
They're wrong about saying, don't give all your thoughts and prayers to these people.
Don't do it
Yeah.
like the mayor did when Jacob Frey, when he got up there and he said,
Yep.
well, in
He's
his
one of them.
in his
And Jen
defense,
Psaki.
I will say though, in his defense, this was right at the time that it had just happened. He was terribly upset. I knew in my heart what he was actually saying, but his words at that moment had a huge effect on me, as far as you could tell he was angry that this has happened.
yes.
You could tell he was hurt that it just happened. And he's like, don't send your prayers and condolences, because those children were in the church praying at the time that they were shot. I could understand where he was coming from. Now, as far as Jen Psaki or whatever, and I've had family members that have told me, I just detest it when people go on Facebook and they ask for prayers and people put on there sending you prayers or that hand prayer or whatever. I don't really have a problem with that. You know,
I
if somebody's
don't either,
asking for
so.
prayers, I'll tell them I'm sending you prayers. And I've had people say, oh, well, you're not really doing it. You're just saying it. How do you know? I mean, in my heart, I'm thinking of you at that moment that I write on there.
If
I'm
you take
sending
the
you
time to say it,
prayers. Right.
you're offering prayers. And here's, I don't care if it's immediately afterwards.
Mhm.
Oh my God. You haven't seen cops in action after tragedies. They'll be over there just, they don't know what else to do. There
Right,
is nothing else
right.
that you can offer at that point in time. The bad guys did. I don't have to do that. We're getting to kids taken care of, those who are still
Right.
alive. We're working. God, the only thing I can offer right now. I've done everything I could do otherwise.
In a lot of situations, what you're praying for, first off, is that those that are now deceased, that their souls have been
Right.
raised to heaven. You're praying for the strength for their families, because when you're going through something like that, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be very angry, and you're going to be very angry at God.
Right.
Oh, really?
And yes,
A lot of people are. I guess a lot of people are like that.
are angry at God because they're going to say,
Why did he allow that?
why did he allow that?
And Chris, you
I've
bring
heard
up a
that.
very valid point, and I think Mayor Frey, that moment was just caught up in the moment when he said what he said, because when he said it and the way he said it, it hit me so hard. And you know, I'm thinking I'm going to pray anyway, but I think it was the moment that he was in at the time.
But and you know, I'm coming from this perspective of Catholicism.
Mhm.
There's very other religions out there, obviously, but to be don't be angry. How can you be angry at God when, in reality, we are all here? This is just a journey for us on
Right.
earth, and that we hope that if you believe in God, that you're going to end up in heaven. And so, how can you be angry at God for letting you be with Him now? I know it's a child. I understand that, but at some point, child, a young
They get
adult,
cancer, they die. They get hit by cars. They
I
fall off. They
understand.
do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
We all do it, but that doesn't mean.
That you don't get angry at God at the moment.
But there's no reason to be angry at him.
But people do that.
Yes.
People say, why God? Why did you take my child? Or
But-
why did you allow this to happen? They question their faith at that moment.
I can understand the close relatives, the friends of
Right.
the victims in a case like that. I can understand that. I will not appreciate a mayor. I will not appreciate the governor, the president. I do not appreciate them taking a stance like that, if any of them ever do, and they have some of them.
Sadness is sadness and grief are the very first things they're going to react to, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It's human nature. This happening at a Catholic church and at a Catholic school, many of the parishioners there will look at it in different ways. They will grieve. They will cry at the funeral.
Right.
They cry at the funeral. I would just give an example, and it's even if you lose your parent. When you lose your parent, you normally grieve the loss of your parent.
Right.
When we had the ceremony of the funerals from my mother, Father Vic, he made a comment to those who were there at the cemetery and said, wait a minute, what are we talking about Betty down here looking at the coffin? She's up there.
Yep.
You know.
Right.
Was he caught up in emotions? Maybe.
I think so. I watched
know.
it live when he said it. I thought it was a very bold thing to say, but looking to me, my opinion, the anguish that he was going through, he could have just seen them carrying out a dead 8-year-old on a stretcher. I don't know. But I think it was the moment that caught him. And I think he was angry, and which that was evident. But I think it was just a moment for him, because if you watched him, then later you would see him just sitting on the steps of the church with his head in his hands, and he was crying. You know, I think it deeply affected
Then he
him.
should have cried first before he opens mouth.
Rayford.
Yes.
Rayford.
You just don't do things like
Ye-
that. Somebody has
well-
got to be in charge. You don't see the first responders who are having to pick up these kids, do you? You don't see them out there screaming. And
That they
hollering.
were interviewing some of the people out there that
Oh.
were just really shaken.
None of them
and-
said don't offer any thoughts and prayers.
Well, let me tell you what. Let's go back to
Except
Brian
politicians and
Kohlberger.
political.
Let's go back to Brian the Creep Kohlberger.
Love
The parents of the victims. There are some of the parents that have publicly said, "We forgive him," because they believe
years
in-
later.
you know, and there's other family members that said, "No, rot in you know where. We'll never forgive you."
Yes.
So you have differences, and I understand what Chris is
Let me
saying, and
ask
I
you this.
agree with him
Do you
100%.
think those parents who today, for Brian Doofus Brain, do you think that they would say today, who have said what they're saying, oh, we can forgive him? Do you think on the day that they were there with their child, they would have said that? Any one of them?
Exactly, and that's just what the
None of
mayor
them-
did.
None of them would be saying that. No, they would be saying
I
burn to
guarantee
whoever
you
did
that
it.
one
Let's find
father
them and
did.
kill them.
You know, if it was my daughter or one of my family members that had died in such a way, like what happened at the church, at the hands of Ryan the Creep, I can't say sitting here at this very moment that I could ever say, I forgive you.
Nope.
I can't say sitting here at this very moment that one of the things I do in the beginning is question God. I can't say that I won't ever do that because it's not my personal thing what these other people have gone through. Now, do I believe in God? Do I look up to God? Yes. And I understand exactly what Chris is saying. But at that very moment, I can't say that I won't question God, which I know is not right, which I know, I know like there's always a reason,
When
but
a person comes to power, he is there to unite his flock, the people, whether it's the priest, the preacher, the mayor, whoever. They're there to bring some semblance of order to what's going on as best they can. They don't need to be participating in. If a parent gets up there and says, oh, God, why? Don't offer me any thoughts and prayers. Find the guy. I can see that.
you have to watch the video.
But for a leader who's there to unite, why is he at the microphone if he's not there to unite?
Well, first
Is he
of
there
all,
to
I think they did
instigate?
the press conference way too early because
Well,
they were
that's-
still in the middle of everything.
That's the political part of it.
Second of all, why do we constantly demand press conferences? I mean, let's get the scene taken care of, get the victims taken care of. Let's get our information together. Maybe later that night, put out a statement.
I don't know who we is. We don't demand it. Not even the media demands a press conference. Media does not like a press conference. Did you know that? We hate press conferences.
Well, then why are they all piling up
because
at the
they
gate to
will
get
be there
in?
because the chief, the mayor, the God, or whoever is up there and wants to have a press conference. That's it. Talk to the chief and say, go ahead and set up a press conference. So, we need to have this, this, and this, and you need to stage it with these people here. The chief needs to be here. The SBI director needs to be. They will stage it.
And you got
watch
a lot
it.
of the public pushing them too.
I've been to those press
Yeah, but
conferences.
things are different now.
No,
Things
they're
are different.
not.
They are. People on social media demanding stuff. People out there, like when they were
demand all
out
they
there and they thought that baby Emmanuel was thrown into the Valley or whatever, there was news media out there making pure butts out of themselves live on, because you don't go to regular TV, you go to behind the scenes on YouTube TV, and they were making demands, they were yelling, it was just
They're
crazy.
not the media.
They were wearing actual like KTC, Channel 4, whatever. You know, I mean, things are so different now. We as a nation, I mean, we demand answers right away. And being on the other side of things has made me see that, you know, let's wait. Let's get all our facts together. Let's take care of the families. Let's take care of the victims. You know, just put word out there. Everything's okay for right now. We'll give statements later. But man, the media's out there like vultures. It's unreal.
Well, let me just say, and I said it before, God, again, I'm speaking from Catholicism, God gives you free choice. And in that free choice, we hope, I know you two do it, that you're going the good choice. You're going to follow the good path. But there's also those that are going to choose Satan's ways, and they're just going to follow that path for whatever reason. And evil, there's good, there's evil that balances out the world. That's what happens. And you know, and most will pray for those that have chosen that evil path, that they see the right way and they be, you know, turn to the good path. Right. But it doesn't always happen.
Nope.
And thus we have wars. You know, anybody that thinks God wants wars is stupid.
Yeah. Then there are those out there with those who have chosen Satan. Sometimes it's our job to introduce them.
And I just,
it's as simple as that.
I just really do believe that the mayor was caught up in a moment, and I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to say he's right or wrong. I think it was just caught up in a moment. Now, if he's continued to keep putting out that jargon, yeah, that's not right. But I think, and he absolutely was caught up in the moment. I mean, I was watching it live when he did it. That was my impression. He was very hurt. He was angry, and he was caught up in the moment. That's just the way I saw it.
Those in power need to be under self-control.
And, you know, I hope people believe in prayer. Prayer works. It's interesting. When Hannah and Jordan were growing up, very young, 3, 5, and they would say, Dad, God didn't listen to me. I prayed for this for Christmas and I didn't get it.
See? You didn't need it.
And I said, well, you know what? First off, you shouldn't be praying to God for material items. However, one, when you make a prayer to God, you don't know when it's going to be answered. It may not be at that moment. And Rayford, just as you said, you didn't get it. And the reason maybe you didn't get it is because somebody else needed it more than you did.
That's the other thing. Maybe your wants and your needs are two different things. Sometimes you can have your wants filled, but only if your needs are filled. First.
Bottom line, God just wants you to believe in Him, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Thank you for asking me to.
No, it was a good discussion.
It's a great discussion. It's just something that just bugged the stuffing out of me. And he's this good old mayor. He's not the first person to do it, but I am one of those individuals that look at politician. I look at a politician and I say, what's in it for him? When he jumps and grabs the glory, what is in for him? Is he looking for FaceTime on TV? Yeah, he is. Most times. He's not really there to help. That's my personal opinion, because that's the way I have seen these guys operate. I've seen them get their chief of staff or whoever, you know, we need to set up a news conference here right away. Hurry up, bro. Let's get some people right here. I got to do it before he does it. If I don't do it, the county commission chairman, he's going to do it.
Well, you know what, Rayford, I understand what you're saying about that, because
I've seen that.
I've seen a lot of news conferences where the mayor or the chairman of the board or whatever, when they all show up for the news conference, do you ever notice, especially the women, they are all made up to the max, wearing all this jewelry, all this heavy makeup, these fancy clothes. No, to me, I'm like, you took the time to look like $1 million before you came out to do your presser. And that bothers me.
I'm going to really get your goat down. I'm going to really get you. You know, I know where that goat is tied. You ready for this one?
Yes.
It ain't just the women, and it ain't just the civilian women. It's not just the elected official women or
Right.
the appointed women. Have you ever noticed at 5 o'clock in the morning when they have one of these around the clock
Yeah.
news things like this that's going on?
Yes.
Have you ever noticed when the police chief or the commander in charge comes out with all of the brass that he's ever had in his life weighting
Yeah,
down
that's
the
what
left
I'm
side of
saying.
his chest? Okay. It ain't just the women. And I would rather see the cop come in with the sweat pouring off of him, this muddy boots
Exactly.
and his flak jacket on or whatever.
Exactly.
Just got out of the field where he's out there helping do something instead of coming there as a showpiece.
And isn't it kind of
Okay,
crazy?
sorry, I just
No, I agree with you. It was just easier to describe the women, but the officers that come out, they're all wearing jackets.
not all of them
And
are.
like you
not
say,
all of them.
they're all wearing ribbons
Those are
and the
military too.
stars.
Oh my God. They don't have a press conference for a military guy until he's got his dress uniform
Well,
over there waiting.
They have to. You know, they get in
The
trouble.
only General Gray was the only exception.
But
that I could think
Yeah,
of.
but no, I mean that's what things. If you don't ever see an interview, if somebody knows they're getting interviewed, it's like something happened, and within 24 hours, the news goes, "We want to interview you." They go to their home, and these people they're interviewing, they just had their hair done.
Oh yeah.
They're wearing full makeup. They're wearing big jewelry. I mean, I'm like going. It's obvious to me.
I understand.
The news is coming. I'm going to be on the news. Let me go get my hair done.
And you call Aunt Bessie and then have her spread
Yes.
the word. Don't forget to put it on social media. I'm going to be live on TV today. And,
Yes.
yada.
They probably have baked cookies and tea sitting on the table when the news people come in. I'm telling you.
They didn't make
Before we do the weather, let me just
Weather?
weather. Let me just mention this. In the video
We're
that
ranting now.
this this person who's no longer with us, fortunately, and sadly took those children's lives. And by the way, hats off. Did you hear about the?
What did you just say?
The dead dude is no longer with us, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, but sadly took the lives of children.
Oh, okay. I thought you said sadly he's no longer with us.
No. Sadly, he took the lives of children. And then there was one story that came out where the 10-year-old, I think he actually covered the body or covered another student to protect them. What a hero.
Heart-wrenching.
What a hero. I lost my place now.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You were talking about the
again.
children shielding each other. There were some fathers that were in there too that were standing up on the side when it all started, and they started trying to do what they could to shield
Yeah.
people. But the children shielding children, the 10-year-old, I think
Yes.
is what you were talking about.
10-year-old.
It's too bad that those fathers were not trained and armed.
Yeah.
Let's do
There's so many
Nice.
too bad this, too bad that. You know, it's
well,
just
there are lessons to be learned from every one of these situations.
Yes, there is.
And, school security, church security. You guys do it now. There are a lot of churches now that have closed their doors. They have armed guards patrolling the parking lot, armed parishioners who are trained, armed, walk in the parking lot in the church. There are a lot of churches in this country where that happens.
Yes, there is.
We have no idea at this point in time how many wannabes have seen this going on and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this.
Mm-hmm. But in this particular case, he shot through the stained glass windows,
Yep.
yeah.
and even that all stained glass windows in Catholic churches have a story behind it, a meaning behind it.
He just did a whole lot of damage.
He did a lot of damage, but he did not believe in God. Obvious from the video that we all saw of him in his room, but prayer is very powerful.
Yes. Oh, I agree with that, Chris. I definitely agree with that.
Now I'll get off my box.
Okie dokie. You guys have got 2 days, today and tomorrow. Sunday morning too, for a little bit, but I wouldn't go real far out just in case things break up a little bit worse on Sunday afternoon. It's not going to be really bad at any time. We don't have any storms. We don't have anything to worry about this weekend. It's great. Weather's wonderful. For you folks in Jacksonville right now and surrounding areas, some of your holidays will begin in 3 hours and 50 minutes from right now at noon. You will be out of the office until Tuesday. I know how it works, y'all. Got it? Yeah.
Right.
If you want to go out and have a good time on the open seas, the high seas, they're not going to be very high. Surfers, stay home. Get a fishing pole.
Good luck.
Let's talk about 2-footers. You need not to go out there unless you want to just
lay on your board.
Seasick, riding a 2-foot wave up and down in the sun.
Seasick?
You ever been seasick?
Never.
Yet.
Never.
Don't ever say you can't get seasick.
I've been 50 miles out on a boat, on a fishing boat. And it was so rocky that when the boat would rock, your face would almost touch the water. Standing on the side. It was fun. I loved it.
Been on an aircraft carrier where the waves were breaking across the bow.
I don't need to get on an aircraft carrier.
1,000-foot boat on the high seas, and they were high.
I'm just saying that I'm fortunate that I don't get seasick.
Land an airplane on a boat just rocking like that. And that landing on that thing, I didn't land in rough water, but landing on that thing, that boat looked about that big coming down. When I saw it looking out the window, I said, where's the rest of it?
I would take that maybe over the helicopter. Yeah, when they helicopter you onto a ship. I just
onto little ships.
Any ship.
Those really tight quarters.
Yeah.
Too high.
What? No, you got to. When you land with an airplane on those boats or those aircraft carriers, you drop a hook out there, and they got 5, if they're all working, retaining straps across, right?
Yeah.
5 of them on the 2 boats that ships that I was on for just a few days at a time, and that hook drops down from the plane, and sometimes it bounces on this side of that one, bounces over to this one. Oh, that one's not there. It's in for repairs. And then it bounces over this one. And then the next thing you know, the first landing I did on one, we're landing, and I hear the engines revving up real high. I said, you're supposed to be on the brakes, aren't you? And then there was this little sinking feeling. I said, oh, my goodness gracious. We went off the end, the bow, and we were then coming up and going around again. The heart goes, brrr, my pulse rate would have been 5,000 at that point in time. Nobody told me this in advance. Should have known better.
Surprise.
Some things I don't want to tell you. Learn, rookie. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles today. Northerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southerly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet, 6 seconds between the waves, sounds, and rivers of light chop. Saturday, tomorrow. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You are like a guy that was drilling one of my teeth one day, and as he was drilling, he said, "Oh, and
I'm just like,
don't you ever
I'm
do that
looking
again."
at my weather, and I'm like, "Where's Friday's forecast?" And it's under the word today.
Did she really just do that?
I got up this morning thinking today was Thursday all morning long. So
got a game tonight. It's Friday.
Tomorrow we're going to have some weather. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10, southeasterly in the afternoon, seas around 2 feet. I love this job. Sounds and rivers of light chop. Sunday, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop, increasing to choppy in the afternoon. Get out there, go early. There's nothing like watching the sun coming up after you've crossed the bar at the inlet. You watch the fish jumping. You see the birds diving down on the fish, and you know which way to go. Let's go find a
I
fish.
just want to go early in the morning and watch the dolphins.
Dolphin are great, and I like going early in the morning, watch the dolphin, and get pictures of the sun coming up over the ocean.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's
beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Today, sunny with a high near 86. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 64. Saturday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 85. And Sunday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 83. This is perfect weather to
It
me.
is absolutely.
Absolutely
this
perfect.
This is pre-fall perfect weather.
I love fall. Fall is my favorite time.
Well, you got 3
My
weeks to go.
favorite season. And I like what I heard this morning, one of the fellows on the net saying, 2 months from now, we're going to be complaining about the cold.
Yeah, that was Randy. And what did I do with all those guys this morning? We got, I didn't tell you what that was.
you did.
Randy.
No, we didn't.
Randy out there in Southwest has 60 degrees this morning, about, I think I was talking to him about 5:45 or something like that. 60 degrees, 5:45 this morning. No rain anywhere. No traces of water falling. Joe down in the borough, over yonder in the borough.
Over yonder.
Over yonder in the borough was 62
Yonder.
degrees. That's kind of cool in the borough.
Right.
And he said had some light clouds and had a real light breeze at the time. He literally had calm winds because they were blowing, but they weren't dead.
Right.
Dale, our
Yeah,
president of the Onslow Amateur Radio Club, over at
That's a dead wind.
River Bend area, just off of 258. He had 60 degrees. Ken, a newcomer for the club.
Yes. Welcome, Ken.
Ken, yeah, you'll get to meet him on next weekend.
Yes.
Unless you're too nervous. He lives down the street here from me
Bring it
just a
on.
little bit. Onslow Bay, a little community down that way.
Right.
And he had 61 degrees and 69% humidity. Here at the studio, at that time, we had 59 degrees. It fell to 58 after we got on the air. Now it's up to 60 degrees, and the humidity is still high, 99%. I'm going to move that thing out here in the clear air one of these days. The humidity sensor.
Oh,
Yeah, mine was showing only 90% humidity, but still it's too much humidity.
It is.
When it gets down below 50, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, Ken down in Oslo Bay, his was 69% this morning. I like it down around the 45, 50% under most
Yes.
conditions. Stuff doesn't rust as much unless
Well,
it rains, but then
You ever go out on a morning and it's like 60 degrees, maybe 55, 60 degrees, and the humidity is so low. I mean, you smell nothing and breathe in nothing but fresh, crisp air. So good.
what's cool around here is because a few of us have fireplaces that burn real wood, as you know,
I
yes,
think
I
I'm
do.
going to open mine
and I'm
up
already
to
thinking
that.
about it. But it's nothing like early morning when there's maybe a little frost, a little heavy dew or whatever in the fall or winter. I try not to do it in the fall because I just like all that fresh stuff. Don't like to get the house warmed up with the heat because that's dry heat too. But it's so nice to smell that wood coming from people's chimneys, and when it's really cold and just before the sun gets up, you see this plume of smoke going straight up from houses all over the neighborhood. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm seriously
beautiful.
thinking about disconnecting my gas tank and opening up taking the top off and burning wood, because you know what? You always have wood to burn. When you run out of gas, you're out.
No.
You ever done any dumpster diving?
Yes, I
Not
have.
actually getting in the dumpster, no.
Yep. A few times in my life.
You ever find any interesting stuff in there?
I didn't find something interesting that
You were looking for it.
Your
I was
keys you
looking-
dropped.
I was looking for. It was a rate adjustment notice for the cable.
That
customer.
reminds
Yeah,
me.
But,
Oh yeah.
but that was back in the old days, and it was good because we were private, so rate adjustments weren't very important. But I was actually in the dumpster that was shared with the Chinese restaurant next door, and I was in my khakis, long pants, long sleeve shirt, trying to find it, and I knew it was not in there. I knew I
You
had
just
given
had
it
to
to
eliminate it.
Well, I had given it to the manager, and he found it under his blotter after I'd been 2 hours in the heat.
Just go in there and sit down in his office with him for a while. You'll find it very shortly, won't he? Oh my God, what is that? That's me waiting for you to fire that notice.
Did you get a raise for doing it? Did you get a bonus for doing it?
No, I got a lesson. Our vice president of the company was in at that time. And he said, "Chris,
Don't do that.
don't worry about that. Your mistake would have just affected 10,000 people. When I make a mistake, it affects 300,000 people. Don't worry about it. I went, okay."
That's
So better.
That's a perspective.
Rayford, I meant to tell you, we both had water issues at our respective homes this past month.
Oh.
Mine was
Too
pure
much.
stupidity. I did something I have never ever done, and I left my water hose on, and it didn't have the nozzle. Anyway, I had running water, and I told you when I got my last bill, it was like $16 more, and I thought, okay, so that wasn't bad. I just got the new bill. And it's $86 more because evidently the $16
Amen.
captured just part of it.
Yeah, too over. That
I got
bill
the
was
last
split.
day. Yeah. And I opened it yesterday and I was like, oh.
Well, there's
No.
a nice lady down at the water department because you could do it online. You can do it online. I couldn't find it online, even though they talked me through it online and on the telephone. No, it wasn't there. It's not on my computer. It might be on your computer. It's not on my computer. So I went down yesterday and I stopped by and I told them my issue. Well, I got their attention when I first walked into City Hall.
They used to laugh at me when I go in.
I walked up to the front desk. I said, I'm here to report some obnoxious activity going on at City Hall. What do you mean? I said, somebody has been obliterating and painting all over the sidewalk right in front of City Hall. Have you not noticed it? Oh God, let me go see. I said, no, just sit down. It's all right. It's some of the contractors are marking some places out there on the sidewalk. But anyway, we went from there. She laughed. Then I was directed back to the water department. I said, you look like you're a lot smarter than me. She said, okay, thank you. I said, what's next? I said, so here's my situation. I looked online, as some nice young lady told me to do the other day, to find a form that I could fill out to request you come by and look at my meter and read the stuff again and make sure that I have got my water system fixed instead of that $329 water bill that I got. That it's
86.
not leaking anymore. It's not leaking anymore. I will tell you, it's been repaired. And do I need to get a bill for it? I'm waiting for the bill. You don't need a bill. I said, okay, good. Thank you. She said, just fill out this form right here. And I did. It was easy on a piece of paper, not fighting
Well, I was.
Dell or Mac or Acer or HP or any of that stuff. No, I found it. She filled out just a piece of paper. I filled it out. She said, oh, that's all you need. Thank you. We'll take care of it. We'll get the two highest months, most recent highest months, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, are they going to adjust the bill for you?
That's why I was
Yes.
there.
Yes, that's what I figured. That's what you meant.
What happens is
Think
the
it up.
water, they don't measure the amount of poop and the excess water that you
Right.
flush down your toilets.
Yeah.
They don't measure the stuff that runs down the drain. They don't have a way to do that over their system. They just take it and they figure out amount of water that you use that they do
Right.
measure. And I forgot the formula. I think it's 50% of that
Right.
is what they charge. Whatever your water bill would be, they charge like half of again as much
Right.
for sewer. I always said, well, what about when you're washing cars? How about my garden? How about this? How about that? So don't water your lawn with city water is the basic bottom line here.
So are you supposed to catch that rainwater?
Well, yeah. Or let it die. So,
Well, I Jacksonville.
absolutely.
I knew I'd be getting a phone call. It was a week later after the incident, but they did call me. And as soon as I answered the phone, they said, I'm so-and-so with utilities. I go, I know. I said, and I explained what happened. She laughed at me. I thanked her for calling. But like with you, Rayford, had they not notified you and said, there's a problem,
the water would have been coming through the floors because
The-
the whole
well,
underneath
the-
the house was full of water.
plus you would probably have to take out a mortgage on the house to pay the water bill.
No, they
But
just
you're
cut it
right.
off.
You're right,
I
though,
got plenty of
because
water under the house. I
if
don't
you're
forget.
using it, if you do have a water leak like that, or you're filling a swimming pool, which you have to have a permit for,
Huh?
if you put up a swimming pool, you have to have a permit. We already discussed that, but if you have a lot of water that you're using like that for a different reason, then contact the city. There's a form to fill out, and you will get a reduced rate on that.
Out here in the county, we didn't have city water way
I
back
had
when.
well water and
I had
county.
well water, but neighbor across the street over there, he put a swimming pool in.
Yes.
And then how's he going to fill it up? That would take, a few years of running your hose in there to fill it, sucker up, right?
It takes a long time.
So anyway, he said, I don't want to run the well dry, because in those days,
Mhm.
people were concerned about that. So as it turns out, the Pumpkin Center Volunteer Fire
That's
Department,
what I did.
you could call them. They would come by and fill it up, and you give them a donation.
That's exactly when we put in the pool when we had the house in Wolfswamp. We had an in-ground
Yeah.
pool. We called Pumpkin Center. They came out,
I
filled
mean,
it up with
those
some
are
cloudy
one
water.
of the things
We
about
gave them some donation.
community fire departments like
Yes.
that. That was just a nice little thing.
Yeah.
I-
So a few
I'll get
chemicals
on my-
in there, and it's crystal clear the next day.
I have to get on my nephew then, because on Wasp was very nice, because they called and said, you have an unusual amount of water being used currently. I was like, well, that's because we have a 5,000-gallon pool we just put up. Then
Yeah.
they called again and said, you have unusual. And that's because I said, because we had to drain the pool to move it.
Well, you can call the city. There is a form that you can fill out one time only a year when you fill up your pool, and you will get a very reduced rate, because I did that
There's
one year.
no sewer.
Right, because you're not being charged sewage, but
Well, how we got on the sewer thing? The sewage in New England's exclusive Nantucket retreat. They've checked it. It's an exclusive area. It's full of cocaine.
Right.
According to local authorities, who this summer began testing it to monitor potential drug use in a popular summer getaway for the rich and powerful. During COVID, a lot of these communities, they said, and most communities decided that it was important for them to start testing the water to see if there were any spikes in COVID in the region. That's what a Maryland attorney and legal analyst said. But what Nantucket has now decided to do is as part of the beginning of the summer is to actually start testing for other types of substances, particularly dope, nicotine, and other items within the system up there. And what they're finding is that there is a high level of cocaine, the rich and the famous neighborhoods. The testing conducted at the Surfside Wastewater Treatment Facility on Nantucket found cocaine levels about 50% higher than the national average. Whoa. The same test found below average levels of fentanyl, a deadly synthetic opioid blamed for overdoses around the country. The rich and the famous don't do fentanyl. They do cocaine. Put it up the nose. That's my analysis of it. Local health officials announced the wastewater testing program would begin earlier this summer. The island's treatment plant serves about 3/4 of local homes, which some authorities said would give them access to island-wide trends without identifying the individuals or the exact neighborhoods. That protects privacy while giving health officials a glimpse about what's going on behind closed doors. It's better than peeping, isn't it?
Yeah.
well, I have a question for both of you.
Well, here's my problem, though.
Oh, okay.
This waste, this sewage and other stuff, where does it ultimately end up? Does it end up in any navigable public waters or anything like that? Once it's treated or whatever happens to it, where does it go?
Royce, if you're listening, we want to know.
Well, this is in Nantucket. I don't.
Right,
I don't.
but
What
I'd like
about
to know
here?
how it does
What
here.
happens to the sewage around here
right.
when it's treated?
It's treated.
And I know where it goes. But
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody's ever testing the outflow of that stuff before it's treated.
Well,
We know we don't dump coke into rivers. We're not supposed to,
No.
or any other drugs.
Well, that's how a lot of areas where they say they've got a spike in certain diseases and stuff, is because they're constantly testing those waters. And if you've got wastewater that shows a high percentage of the COVID virus, then you've got a lot of COVID around the area. That's probably Royce right now. Let me see. No, it's Steve.
Hello, Steve. You got any dope down there in Swansboro in the waterway?
I was going to ask, man. We have a national average for the amount of cocaine that's in city waters.
I read that. And I'm thinking I hadn't read that until just now. I said, "Really? You've got to be."
I've never been
kidding me.
happier to have a well on my property right now than
I've got 2 abandoned wells here on this property. I'm very seriously considering doing something different. Maybe I can get me a pump on one of them. Good God.
Can I put a well in my yard in the city?
Can you?
Yeah, that's almost as bad as when I found out that there was an acceptable amount of rat excrement in all processed food.
Oh, you ready for this one?
Steve.
Okay, hold on to your drawers here. In hamburger meat, the FDA hamburger meat, on an average, the FDA has a certain number of hairs that are acceptable in a certain amount. Unfortunately, sometimes they'll find a clump in a 1-pound package and don't find any in the rest of the 100 pounds that they're testing.
I'm just going to start eating grass and dandelions. Y'all just-
Deer hunting sounds better every day. That's all I can tell you.
Steve, did you ever listen to George Carlin?
Oh, God.
I know Rayford, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
My bad.
Because we're talking
I've probably
about
heard everything he's ever done, I would say.
he will, and I won't use all the language
can't.
that he used. I no.
Certain words I can't say on radio.
That's anyway. I saw last night because you brought up food and he was talking about it. And for you people out there that go shopping and the processed food, homemade processed food. Now think about it, people. If it's homemade and it's in a can, it's a homemade.
Well, that would bother me because it's probably made in some little old lady's house somewhere. We don't know how clean her kitchen is.
Well, he wants you to picture the people that are down in the basement making.
That's what I'm talking about.
Making it. He said, "Go home, eat grapes." I didn't do him justice, so, but anyway.
Oh, Lord. I am no longer hungry.
It's Crazy Friday.
Well, that way y'all do gardens.
Yeah, I
and
try.
So you eat
I got 3
healthy.
cucumbers.
Well,
Well, yeah, I do. And I've eaten a lot. I've learned a lot from Rayford, Robbie, and Steve on gardens. And I ate very good the past 2 or 3 months. Now it's time to plant some new stuff. But y'all freaking me out. Freaking me out with this stuff.
It's there's a certain level of cocaine that is a national average that they test, and when I read that, and you called just after I had read that, and when I read it was the first time I had looked at that part of the story. I just saw the headlines. I said, "This is going to be interesting." So and then when I read it live, I'm like, "You really what?" There's an average.
When you read it, I had to take a double take. I was like, "Huh? Wait a minute. There's a bigger story in that story."
Oh, moly.
Well, the CDC just came out with another shrimp product, more shrimp that's packaged in Indonesia that has radiation, radiation levels in it.
wasn't it the ones that were sold at Walmart in Texas? Or
there was a Walmart one that Rayford was talking about. And this one's packaged by Kroger, has Kroger's name on it.
No.
And I'm like, yeah.
Indonesia is the clue for these.
How about going to Sneed's Ferry? Just
let's turn off the lights and see.
I can do better than that. One of my really good friends downtown here, he works downtown, and he went out fishing the other evening, and he needed some live shrimp right near the bridge, the bypass bridge. Yeah. He's chunking the cast net. He got way more shrimp than he needed to catch to fish with. So he threw them back. I said, "What's wrong with you?"
I'm going to turn off the lights.
I had
Let's see. Is anybody glowing?
Not yet. But anyway, my cousin who lived down there until he passed away a few years back, he used to go down and catch shrimp. He'd catch it. There's a certain number you could catch with a cast net. And that's how he fed himself, with old shrimp.
Well, back in the old days, people were afraid to probably eat that shrimp.
Yeah, well, there weren't any there then. They couldn't stand the poop. It's gone.
Oh,
So, anyway,
Lee, it's okay.
Steve.
Get me a box of Cracker
I
Jacks or
will
something.
go on record saying the first person that ate an oyster had to be mighty hungry.
He's a mighty brave. Or I tell you what they were. They had corn before they tried the oyster. You know that, right? And from the corn, they mixed it up with some stuff, and they mixed it up and mashed it up, and then they had a mash, and then they let the stuff steam up, and it came out as on the other end, condensed around some coils of cane, whatever, reeds, and then they condensed into something, and they drank that before they ate that first oyster. Trust me.
Yeah.
They were
Good old
drunk.
corn sweat. Have you ever heard it called that, corn sweat?
Oh yeah. Yeah, those guys at 9 Mile call it a lot of things.
There was none in the blueberry biscuit.
Hey, on another note, I was hearing y'all talking about, the tragedy and
Yeah.
how all the
Yes.
politicians will come out and say that, heart, thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
That's the cliche. And I understand how some people, like some of the politicians come out when they say it, it's like a disclaimer that they're saying.
It is.
There's no emotion, and they say it the same way every time.
It's thank you for your service routine. And some people take offense to that. I do not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I understand how, some people in that position, they don't really want to hear that, but I don't know. As a person that tells everybody to have a blessed day at the end of almost every conversation I have, there's no way I would tell those people that.
Mhm.
If I was having a conversation with them, I would not say that.
Not at that time.
conversation.
Not at that
Not
time.
at that time.
Right.
So, I can kind of understand where they're coming from. And it makes me think about, I think it was Abraham Lincoln wrote a letter to a lady that had lost like 5 of her sons. And he started to let her out with, "There's no words I can offer you that will ease your suffering at this time."
That is probably the truest words you could ever open up with.
Absolutely.
I think if they said something from the heart to that effect, it would probably go, have the effect they wanted to have.
Mhm.
We're just going to there saying, thoughts and prayers go out. So many people say that, and they sound like I say it's almost like a disclaimer at the beginning of a press conference.
Mhm.
And I can understand how that may, not sit well with people who are, experiencing that loss.
At a press conference, you've got to open up with something. Our hearts are where we feel awful. I would make it more coming from me that I would a cliche. I think if I had to do that,
Right.
It was bad enough when I would walk in with family members are around and there's somebody the house is dead. I'm sorry for your loss. That got to sound so trite to me. I never used it. I never would say that. I would always, whatever was in my mouth that I could say at that time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I wish there was something I could say. But I never had anything trite that I would say. And I don't mean it that people don't really mean, "I'm so sorry for your loss," because they do.
Mm-hmm.
But they really say it because they don't know what to Sam Hill else to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else can you say?
I understand that.
Like I say, I think if people just were more honest and said, "There's no words that I have that are going to, fit this situation."
And don't make it a canned sentence. No canned phrases.
Right. There's times that, it's okay that you don't have any words for the situation. There's things that are that bad.
Yeah. When you do say that, you're going to be just like most of America. I don't know what to Sam Hill to say now.
Right. And that's okay to say that.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
in a nice way that I have no words that express the sorrow I feel for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay? Something for human, something to the heart. So
Make it real.
I get where and I get where, even when I hear them say it, I'm like, man, I wish they'd just come up with a different way to say that, something more authentic.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's kind of where I kind of stand on that,
But it's again, may you have a blessed day or God bless America.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm with that a whole bunch, but when people are heartbroken, I try not to, I might say that I pray that, you find some kind of peace, but that might be as far down that road as I would go.
Yep.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes knowing the right thing to say. What's in your heart. And,
Right.
you know, when you're facing someone that has just suffered a loss,
Mhm.
you can feel their pain. And sometimes it's very hard to put into words what you would really like to say. And being on the other side, and you continuously have somebody coming up, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for, yeah, okay. You know, so it's hard on both sides. Hard.
Sometimes, and I serve a lot of funeral masses.
I'm sure you have.
I'd give them a hug.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger.
No words
Yes.
necessary.
I'm a
Give 'em
hugger.
hug.
No words necessary.
Yeah.
Pat on the back if it's a man when
Yes.
you're hugging him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can only imagine that at some point people, you know, they're experiencing that a loss like that are trying to process it, you know, and at times they may be trying to ignore it, you know, and with the people coming up to them constantly, you know, I mean, where does the conversation go when you start the conversation that way? It's going to bring them right back into their grief, you know. So I don't know.
It's
I don't
very
know how
hard.
to, you know, everybody processes it different. So how you,
Yep.
you know, how they receive what you say is going to be, you know, will be different as well.
You're exactly right, Steve.
And be prepared that they're in a tremendous amount of pain, and whatever you say, they may lash out. You know, even if you're saying it with the best of intentions, they're in a
Right.
lot of pain, and they want to lash out at somebody. That's a human reaction. You know. So,
All right, Steve, are you ready for the weekend?
I am.
You
I was
can
out at
play
34
outdoors.
last night.
You can play outdoors this weekend. All weekend long.
Yeah,
Start
yeah.
today.
Yeah, just wear a coat.
Air conditioning. Yeah, I'm at the start.
I remember the Star Hill well.
You can.
No.
You can do night golf tournaments.
Can you find the ball when you
Yeah,
These glow in the dark
They're
balls.
glowing dark balls, and people, what they don't understand is they'll get up there with a driver and think they're going to kill it, and it's still only going to go 25 yards. It's just that's the way the ball is created. You won't lose it.
Cement glow in the dark
You
balls.
mean it's a special ball that
It's a
won't go
special ball.
anywhere?
Yeah,
It's weighted.
it's weighted because it's a glow in the dark. I used to have those tournaments for the Boys and Girls Club. It's always fun. You're not going to. You only play
Excuse
9
me.
holes because it's going to take you
It
that
goes
long.
25 yards. It'll take you 17.
That's why you only play 9 holes.
This is a par 17
Okay.
hole.
So, Steve, are you playing out there tonight? Are you singing, strumming?
Yes. I'll be playing there. They got a little restaurant called Birdie's.
Yeah.
Oh.
And, yeah.
I was just going to ask you: Are you playing the lakes, the pines, or the water, or the sands?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a great night and make lots of tips.
There you go.
I appreciate
Make
that.
a lot of people
I hope
happy.
they smiles. Feels
Yes.
are great, but smiles are better.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, Steve. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
Have a blessed week.
You
Have a
too.
blessed
Have a blessed
weekend.
Have a happy Labor Day. We could say that.
Well, I have a
Without
My
question.
birthday too, come Tuesday.
Oh, really?
My birthday weekend. Yeah.
So you're
We're going to remember
you're a
that.
2th of September guy, huh?
My brother's September 1st.
Yeah. I'm the 3rd, so I maybe Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So, okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. We'll put that on our calendar.
Put him
I
down
got
for
to get my
Wednesday.
calendar calibrated, I guess.
Yeah.
It is a new year, Steve.
If you just go ahead and plug yourself into the wall somewhere, it'll work. It reboot.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a good one.
You
Bye.
too,
Blessed day.
Steve.
Just don't make it a 240 volt outlet.
Yeah.
They're serious.
I have a question for you, gentlemen.
I'm
And
not one of those. I'm not guilty.
this is not to be perverted, so don't start off with this being perverted, this question.
When you have to give me that kind of a warning in advance,
It is a
you
warning
do
because I know
realize
what
that
you're
it's going
both
to be a
going
perverted comment, right?
I just want to, okay.
So stand by for it. Let's hear the perversion.
There is a question I have. Don't make this dirty.
Perverted question.
What do you wear to bed?
Smile.
How do you dress for bed? I'd be honest. I mean, you
So
know.
you want an honest answer?
Yes.
Nothing.
A smile too. Okay.
No,
Well,
are you asking clothing or
clothing wise, and I'm not,
okay?
Doing
Clothing wise, nothing.
all right. And Rayford
T-
wears a smile.
No, t-shirt and some kind of
There is a reason
shorty
why I'm
things,
asking.
short stuff. What?
The Cape Coral Police Department was surprised to see that a costume vigilante had already saved the day when they responded to a home burglary in Southeast Cape Coral, Florida. On Wednesday, August 27th, the police department revealed that they had helped catching a burglary suspect from an unexpected vigilante. A neighborhood man dressed up in his zip-up onesie Batman pajamas. I think this is a cool story. When the authorities arrived at the scene of the home burglary around 2 a.m., they were shocked to see that the suspect, Batman, had already been detained. Cape Coral man in Batman pajamas helps catch burglary suspect, the department wrote
So
on
the
their...
bad guy was a good man?
Yeah, he was still dressed in his Batman pajamas. He went outside to investigate after the guy tried breaking into his home, and then
Who's the bad guy? The guy in the Batman outfit?
No, the good guy is the guy, the vigilante that was
The
dressed
Cape
in.
Crusader.
He was wearing a
I got it confused.
Batman onesie pajamas when he was
Do
awakened
they
during
zip
the
up in the
night.
front or the back?
I would imagine the front. Trying to get a man to, they're
Well,
good.
some wetsuits do that.
Only if it's a woman wearing the dress, the men are good at that.
No,
But-
surfers wore wetsuits that zipped up in the back.
No,
You did too.
mine didn't zip in the back. Okay. Anyway, what happened was he woke
You
up
wore
to
a
find a
man's
man
wetsuit.
in his house, chased him out, went to his cameras, saw the man trying to break into his neighbor's vehicles and home, and was able to go out in his Batman onesie and capture the guy and detain him and hold him for police. Now, Raver, could you imagine taking that call? And you get there, and somebody's been detained by another person dressed in a Batman onesie.
This is 307 to 305. Lieutenant Reed, I need you over here.
Must have got him with the Batarang.
Well, his name was Kyle Myvet, and he was praised by the Cape Coral Police Department for his quick thinking and bravery.
Did anybody think
After
to
he
ask him
stepped in his Batman onesie and saved the day.
how old was the Cape Crusader?
It did not give his age.
Did anybody think to ask him why he wore this to bed?
It was
And
a.
was he alone?
These
when
are
he went to
questions
bed?
that are
That's
not
not- he was a
addressed
Batgirl.
in this story. Yeah.
Supergirl.
Yeah. Well, see, now, just goes to show you now, do you leave clothes laying out next to your bed so if something happens in the middle of the night, you can jump into them?
Yes, my Superman outfit.
I have a Wonder Woman.
I used to because I was called out regularly. I had a pair of pants, belt in them, ready to go, everything on it except my
Right.
handgun, and the holster was on it. So all I had to do was get up, put them on, put a gun in, and leave.
Right.
I mean, that was what you have to do. 'Cause, when you get awakened at 3:00 in the morning, you're pretty sound asleep at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Up until around 1 or 2 o'clock, even if you go to bed at 9, you're okay. But from 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning on, you are in dead man sleep. That's why we used to raid houses at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And the people they're just comatose. But think about if you get up early now.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it takes a little bit of stumbling around to get you in order, right? But when I would get up, I would just automatically get over. It was on the little rack that I had over there at the bed. I just pick it up, put my feet in it, zip it up, knew where it was. My gun, I knew where it was. Brought it in there. It's total dark.
Yeah.
I don't need light. I'm good to go. And by that time, get your shoes on, and you're off and running.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. They even got a picture of him, and it zips up in the front.
And he's got a bat belt on.
And he's got a bat belt.
Or, I'm sorry,
A
it's
utility
belt.
It's a utility belt?
Yep.
That'd be a real bear to sleep with, wouldn't it?
Oh, well, you know what?
Ugh, painful.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Batman. Thank you.
I would not like to be the bad guy in this case when he got to the jailhouse and the word spread among the inmates.
Don't you know he was like
He was the butt of all their jokes. He was the bat of all the jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord of mercy.
That's a quick note on wreaths across America. So August is almost done. That leaves us September, October, and November to raise
We got 3 months, y'all.
about 6,000 wreaths.
6,000 wreaths at $17 a wreath.
Yeah,
$17. Go ahead and buy 4.
I tell you, there was
Buy 2 this week
I
and 2
already
next
have.
week.
I thought,
Oh, well, we all have, but
yes.
you need to buy 2 this, not you, but folks out there listening,
yeah.
go buy 2 this week, and then, it's the end of the month and the first of next month or the month after, buy 2 more.
Yeah, okay.
Then you buy 2 more after that, and you're good to go. I mean, you contributed 6 at that point in time.
Well, one of our guests on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
she contributes 2 wreaths every month.
Yeah.
When I see her at church, and
There's no, you don't have to do a dozen wreaths at one time.
No.
If you can afford to do them, cool.
Yeah.
If you want to do 2 the first of each month when your check comes in or whatever, or payday, whatever, you do 2 of them at a time.
I want to
If
mention.
you can't do 2, do 1.
Speaking of Wreaths Across America, I want the ceremony that we're having out at Onslow Memorial Park is going to be military oriented.
Yep.
Yesterday, Kathy stopped by the recruiting station
Joy.
over in near Food Line on Gum Branch Road.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What was interesting is they're all none of them are wearing the uniforms you used to see them in that, because they already met their quota. And so they were relaxing, but they are all going to show up
Oh, good.
in their uniforms.
Excellent.
I'm so happy.
Stephanie and Cassidy got them under control.
Oh, you betcha.
There you go. Oh, should we sing Joy to the World?
Joy to the world.
All
the boys and girls. Joy to the
Great job.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Morning.
I'm hanging. How you doing?
There'll be 2 of me.
There's a joke about that, but I won't say it on the air.
I got some of those too.
I heard it last
Real
night.
quick.
Yep.
Huh?
I heard the
No,
joke
it's
last night.
You heard the joke last night.
I did. On TV.
Okay.
YouTube's full of them.
Yes, it is.
I have real quick 2 things. I was thinking about it after y'all. I've been thinking about it. You were talking about God answering prayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is how I believe that God does always answers all prayer. Now, sometimes we might not see that, we might be dead before that prayer is answered, but God goes before us, and God knows what's going to happen in our lives from the time. This is me. I'm not being one of those, like you were saying, Chris, earlier, but sometimes he says yes, sometimes he says no, and sometimes he says wait.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
He doesn't, but he always answers. I mean, I might pray for something today, and it might not transpire for 30 years later, but he will answer that prayer. Sometimes we have to just sit, be patient, and wait on him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it is. And it's sad that we have so much tragedy, and there are some sincere people, and I don't like the cliche, but anyways, that's how I believe. I know that God sees. I feel that He knows what's going to happen in our life before it even happens, because I believe that God goes before us in everything in our life.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Also, when you lose someone you love on what to say, I can remember we had a son that was killed in an automobile accident 2 years after he left our home on Christmas night.
Oh, boy.
Well, you know, it's like when someone passes away, it's like, you know, people come and visit you, and it's like you're entertaining and you're having waiting on people. It's like you're having a party. But I can remember one thing that my husband said. Nice people mean very well. I mean, they do, but sometimes you don't really even remember some of the things that people say to you, but just showing up says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I remember my husband telling me was he had a good friend that called him, and the only thing he said to him was, "Can I come over and just sit with you?"
Yes.
And no words had to be spoken.
That sometimes
Just to know that
just presence is good. Presence is great.
Yeah, and that, and you, and like I said, because you're sort of like in shock, and you feel like you have to entertain, but you're like, and then you look back, and it's like, what was this all about? You know what I'm saying? And then, but that was the one thing that I can remember. He didn't, no words, just being there, just being present at that moment was meant. He remembers that. I mean, we're thankful for everyone that showed their, kindness and loved us and was there for us. But with prayers and God, I see that's how God works with other people. That's just how I feel, how I believe.
That's beautiful, and you
Yeah.
hit the key word:
Very nice.
love. Love.
Absolutely.
It can be shown in many ways, and it needs to be shown. It doesn't have to be spoken.
No, and sometimes, what no response is, what does it say? No response is a response. Now that could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing.
Yeah.
But just being there, just being there, and it's hard not to say I'm so sorry. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to somebody's mind. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, and they don't really mean it in a bad way. I mean, it's just, but you don't really remember those things. It's strange how grief affects people in different ways. Because everybody's grief, it's your grief, and you're going to deal with it the way you know how to get you through that grief. But that's just my personal.
You're right. And I could go into a lot of deep things, but when I think about it in the simplest form, how can you be upset when that person is now with God? How can you be upset?
That, I know people, people are always saying, "Thank God I woke up today," and then I think, but our whole purpose is we're supposed to really be here to multiply and to praise God, and give Him the glory. Except, you know what I'm saying, as a Christian. Okay, so I'm thinking that, but then really in actuality, our journey is to eventually end up in heaven where we accept Jesus Christ into our life so we can live eternally. But as human beings, we're so selfish because our love of that person, we want him here with us or her with us. We don't want them gone. But the way I believe is, that's just my belief, is that we'll be reunited in some form, some fashion when that day comes. But it's just our selfishness that we want that person here with us. That's just how I feel.
Well, we can all feel that way, and then we can all know what we're supposed to do and how we should be. But our time on earth is also supposed to be that when we leave this place a better place than we found it.
Exactly.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with that.
And that's
A legacy, good legacy. I remember.
We got work to do.
Yeah, you never know. Even if you're in a store and you just to say something nice about someone, you don't know what type of that person might have had a horrible day. You don't know how you've touched that person's life just by acknowledging.
A smile.
Always be kind. Always be kind, no matter what. I try to live that way. I'm not failing at it lots of times.
But then there's Donald.
That's the one I'm not very kind to lots of times.
But there's humor. There's humor that's got to go along with this. Okay.
Yeah, but he knows. I mean, you after almost 38 years. I mean, it's just be kind, and some of these people are just stupid. Some of the things they say, I'm getting away and really watch the news anymore. I mean, just
Amen.
Really. And I'm tired of it, so it's like, and the thing is no one knows what these parents or these families are going through because some people have never walked in those shoes.
That's right.
And until you walk into my shoes or your shoes or Chris or Lee's or whomever, you don't really know what. Some people will be angry. Some people forgive other people. I mean, there's so many different scenarios that you can go with when these kinds of things happen. I've seen people forgive people that have killed their loved ones because of who they are and they have Christ in their life. I mean, that's I'm just saying what I'm saying. You know, I'm not preaching this to other people.
Better than me.
But you know, it's just life's hard. The world's not what it used to be. It's really full of just lots of evil. But we can always be kind. That's one thing we can be, is kind and to love others. No matter what, no matter who it is, where they're born, what color, where they live, how much money they have, if they're snorting cocaine in a rich neighborhood and jumping in it or whatever. But anyways, that's just my rattle off this morning. I hadn't rattled in a while.
Very good one.
Good rattling.
Good job, Joy.
Well, I hope y'all have a great weekend and a safe holidays, and to your listeners also. And everything's going to be okay.
And we'll be back on Monday morning, so you can still join us on Labor Day. Say, hey.
We're going to have a full house in here.
Enjoy
it. You got to have a longer song, though. It's got to be a little bit longer than just a couple of verses if you want to sing to me.
Okay.
That's all I knew.
Joy to the world.
Okay, Joy.
How about the world to joy? Okay, we're going to do the words. Happy world to joy.
Happy world of joy. Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Okay.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Have a blessed
Thank you, Joy.
weekend.
Bye.
Just want
That's to Donald. Take care.
Just also want to mention, we didn't mention this earlier this week, which if you're
Right.
driving, don't be drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But the Booze It, Lose It campaign is ongoing
Click, click.
through next week.
I
So
need to bring some. Where are my handcuffs? I need
if you're
to-
going
so I
to
can-
drink,
that
don't
sound.
drive. And we shouldn't have to wait to a campaign to learn that.
No.
Yep, Booze It, Lose It this weekend.
Do you know where they're going to be?
If I do, I'm not telling.
Well, I would, because these people are so dumb that they'll drive it anyway.
Yeah.
You trust me.
Well, the thing
It
is,
used to be put out in the newspapers, and people still got caught. You understand that?
well,
We used
let's
to put it
just
on
find out
TV
where they're
they
going to
were gonna
be, and then we'll tell everybody a different place.
Well, that's kind of what we did do. But we didn't tell them everywhere.
Yeah, just
Go Cards.
go Cardinals.
Okay, now the Cardinals are playing
North side.
North Side tonight, and the game time is at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully you'll be able to get a ticket, a
Go
permit
to
to
our
get
page, and it'll tell you how to do it.
Well, and it might work, and again, it might not work. And then if you get to the ball game tonight and you see somebody up there in with a bunch of guys in blue around him, those guys are carrying badges. That will be me in the middle because my thing didn't work.
I thought it was going to be because you didn't have popcorn. Somebody make sure buy 2 bags of popcorn when you buy yours, and then if Rayford don't have any, give them yours.
I hope they have the concession stand open near our side. Like they did. Remember when we went to South Central? We had our own concession stand, so we didn't have to go stand for an hour in line.
And if you if you guys are out there
It was nice.
over the tonight or over the weekend, and this might be one of the sounds that you get to listen to if you do things wrong. Okay,
What?
you know what those are?
Handcuffs.
Oh,
There you go. I got it. Okay. Crickets.
that's all I want to hear.
That's all you
The
just
sound
heard.
of crickets.
And Chris, take care of these 2.
Muting me again.
Chris, take care of these 2.
Talking about Chris Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a bunch of Chris's out there tonight.
Yes.
Okay, good luck to the Cardinals tonight.
To all our high schoolers.
all of the high
Yeah.
schools except Northside, I wish you the best of luck tonight and win. Northside, I hope you almost don't win. I hope you almost win and you don't win. Sorry, it's just a thing. Next weekend you
Sorry,
can win.
not sorry.
You can win next weekend.
Have a
Okay,
good,
Yes.
just have a good game, and
Everybody
beat
have a
you
great
out there.
night.
we'll give you the rest of the season to win, but just not tonight.
Oh.
What?
Well,
You're live and local real talk, y'all. We're awake, not woke, and I'm going to go take an old geezer nap because I want to. You know?
All right, so that's the thing about being retired. You can do things like that.
Yep. Have a blessed weekend.
Retired, which means tired all over again. We'll see you on Monday morning. We do have some special guests in here, and do a song and dance and all sorts of cool stuff in here on Monday. Have a great weekend and be safe, please. Be safe.